Kwame surprises Amma with an elaborate proposal at an African cultural festival. The festival is vibrant, with music, dancing, and colorful costumes. Amma has a breakthrough in her art. After spending hours in her studio, she creates a piece that represents her journey of self-discovery, blending the struggles and triumphs of her past. Amma, standing near the stove, looks shocked and confused, unsure if she should accept the invitation. She sits alone in her studio, looking at the harsh reviews on her phone. The room feels heavy with disappointment, and the glow of her previous success seems dimmed. Amma is overwhelmed with emotion, her hands covering her mouth in surprise. The sunset casts a romantic glow over the scene, making the moment magical and unforgettable. A modest home in a lively African city, with vibrant colors reflecting African culture. Amma, a young black woman in her mid-20s, is cleaning the house. Her clothes are simple but neat, with a calm and thoughtful expression on her face. She is surrounded by traditional African art on the walls, and sunlight filters in through the window. This scene shows her humble but peaceful life before the big change. Kwame Owusu, a self-made billionaire, sits in his luxurious office in a grand mansion. His suit is impeccably tailored, and he looks focused and confident as he looks over a business deal. The room is filled with high-end African-inspired furniture and artwork, blending luxury with culture. The office has a panoramic view of the city. In the kitchen of his mansion, Kwame speaks to Amma, asking her to accompany him to a business dinner. Amma, standing near the stove, looks shocked and confused, unsure if she should accept the invitation. The kitchen is large and modern, with African details like carved wood cabinets and woven baskets. The moment is full of tension and surprise. Amma, after being surprised by Kwame's request, is now in a high-end boutique. She's trying on a beautiful, vibrant African-inspired dress. The boutique is chic, with high ceilings, mirrors, and elegant decor. Amma looks in awe at her reflection in the mirror, slightly unsure but amazed at her own beauty. At the business dinner, Amma walks into a grand banquet hall with Kwame by her side. The room is filled with wealthy businesspeople dressed in expensive suits. Amma looks a little out of place at first, unsure of how to behave, but she walks tall beside Kwame. The hall is lavish, with crystal chandeliers, elegant table settings, and African-themed decor. Amma, now standing at the head of the table, speaks passionately about African culture and its connection to business. The guests are captivated by her words. Her eyes are shining with confidence as she speaks, and the room is silent, hanging on every word. Kwame watches from his seat, looking both proud and surprised. After Amma's insightful speech, the investors are now shaking hands with Kwame in a private room. They are congratulating him, impressed by Amma's unexpected wisdom. Amma stands in the background, quietly smiling, her presence now acknowledged. Kwame looks at her with a proud expression. Amma is in her small studio at home, painting on a canvas. She's surrounded by vibrant colors and African art. Her expression is peaceful and focused as she creates her artwork. The studio is filled with natural light, and you can see the passion in her eyes as she paints a vision of her future. In a quiet cafe, Kwame sits across from Amma, looking apologetic and sincere. He's offering to support her dreams, acknowledging that he underestimated her. Amma listens calmly, her face thoughtful but kind. The setting is warm, with soft lighting and African decor on the walls. The final scene shows Amma walking confidently down a bright city street, her face full of hope and determination. She is dressed in professional attire, ready to take on the world. Kwame stands in the background, watching her with admiration. The sun is setting, casting a warm glow over the city. Amma is at a high-end African art gallery, where she has been invited by one of the investors from the dinner. She's standing by a large painting of her own creation, a striking piece filled with vibrant colors and African symbolism. Amma looks proud yet humble, as people admire her work. The gallery is filled with sophisticated art pieces, but Ama's painting stands out, catching everyone's attention. Ama and Kwame are sitting in a modern boardroom, surrounded by the investors who had once been skeptical of her. They're discussing a new project where Ama is now an integral part of the team. Ama, looking poised and professional, speaks confidently about an upcoming initiative, with Kwame supporting her from the side. The investors are nodding in approval, clearly impressed by her leadership. After a successful business meeting, Kwame and Ama share a quiet, intimate moment in a scenic outdoor setting. They sit together on a balcony overlooking a beautiful view of the city at sunset. The warm glow of the setting sun lights up their faces as they exchange glances, smiling softly. There's a growing attraction between them, and the chemistry is undeniable. In a private moment at Kwame's mansion, Kwame confesses his admiration for Ama, not just for her intelligence but for her strength and grace. Ama is surprised but touched. The room is dimly lit, creating an intimate atmosphere. They stand close, their eyes meeting, with emotions shifting between them. The tension in the room is palpable, as they both wonder what the next step will be in their relationship. Ama and Kwame are walking through a vibrant African market, hand in hand. They talk about their shared dream of combining business with culture, and how they want to make a lasting impact on their community. They laugh and share light moments, their bond growing stronger. The market is lively, colorful, and full of energy, showcasing the heart of African culture. A dramatic moment occurs when Ama's artwork is showcased in a prominent exhibition, receiving rave reviews. Ama stands proudly in front of her largest piece, surrounded by art critics and wealthy collectors. Kwame is by her side, showing his support. As Ama speaks about her vision, the room is captivated, and it becomes clear that her talents go beyond just business. This moment marks her transition into a respected artist and entrepreneur. On a beautiful African beach at dusk, Kwame gets down on one knee and proposes to Ama. The golden sand stretches before them, and the sound of the waves crashing gently fills the air. Ama is overwhelmed with emotion, her hands covering her mouth in surprise. The sunset casts a romantic glow over the scene, making the moment magical and unforgettable. The final scene shows Ama and Kwame walking hand in hand through a grand new building they've opened together. It's a cultural center combining art, business, and community programs. Ama is smiling widely, her heart full of fulfillment, while Kwame walks beside her with pride. The building is modern yet filled with African elements, reflecting the fusion of their dreams and hard work. Ama faces an unexpected setback in her career. An art exhibition she had invested a lot of time and effort into is poorly received by critics. She sits alone in her studio, looking at the harsh reviews on her phone. The room feels heavy with disappointment, and the glow of her previous success seems dimmed. However, her resilience shows as she wipes away a tear and picks up her paintbrush again. Kwame visits Ama at her studio, offering emotional support after the setback. He sits beside her, his hand gently placed on hers, offering words of encouragement. Ama looks at him with gratitude, the tension in the room easing. Kwame reassures her that failure is just a stepping stone to success, and he believes in her talent. There's a moment of silent understanding and connection between them. As the stress of her career builds, Ama begins to doubt herself. She stands at the window of her studio, gazing out into the city, lost in thought. Kwame watches from the doorway, noticing her struggle. He respects her space but also senses the vulnerability in her. There's a quiet moment where both characters are in their own world, yet their connection is clear. Ama has a breakthrough in her art. After spending hours in her studio, she creates a piece that represents her journey of self-discovery, blending the struggles and triumphs of her past. The piece is powerful, filled with emotion and strength. She stands before it, tears of relief and joy streaming down her face. Kwame enters, seeing her triumph, and wraps his arms around her, proud and relieved. Kwame surprises Ama with an elaborate proposal at an African cultural festival. The festival is vibrant, with music, dancing, and colorful costumes. Kwame takes Ama to a secluded spot under a large baobab tree, where he gets down on one knee. Ama is taken aback but overwhelmed with emotion. The surrounding festivities fade as the two of them share this intimate moment, under the starry night sky. Ama and Kwame, now engaged, discuss their shared vision for the future. They sit together at a small cafe, making plans for their upcoming joint business venture, an art and culture center that celebrates African traditions while providing opportunities for young artists. Their conversation is passionate, as they both share a deep love for their heritage and a commitment to uplifting their community. The grand opening of the Art and Culture Center is a huge success. Ama and Kwame stand side by side at the entrance, greeting guests and cutting the ribbon to symbolize the beginning of their new venture. The space is filled with people from all walks of life, appreciating the fusion of contemporary art and traditional African culture. Ama looks at Kwame with love, knowing this moment marks the beginning of a new chapter in both their professional and personal lives. Ama and Kwame enjoy a romantic honeymoon in a remote African village, surrounded by nature. They spend their days exploring the countryside, interacting with locals, and reconnecting with their roots. In the evenings, they share intimate dinners under the stars, reaffirming their bond. This peaceful time allows them to unwind and reflect on their journey together. The final scene shows Ama and Kwame years later, sitting together on the balcony of their home, overlooking the city that they've both helped transform. Ama holds a piece of artwork in her hands, a symbol of their journey. They talk about their dreams for the future, content and in love. The sunset paints the sky in rich hues of gold and orange, symbolizing the fulfillment of their shared vision.